Um, I don't know why, but he did. He loved those. He thought they were freaking hilarious. Okay, so what's up with Mr. Robert Wagner? Let's see. And a bombshell new investigation. Yeah, okay. Um, the Inquirer, of course. Inquiring minds want to know. You think? Yeah, I did too. Um, but anyway, case mystery finally emerges in a bombshell new investigation by the Inquirer of all people. You gotta love the Weekly World News. Where the biggest one was where the mummy had the baby. That was freaking hilarious. Um, it was just, my brother loved that one. More shocking links indicating Wagner's secret role. Just before West Side Story, she vanished from their yacht, Splendor. Wagner made a string of suspicious calls to the LA Coast Guard base in San Pedro, California. And of course, the Inquirer knows all this, of course. There is evidence Robert Wagner called the Coast Guard to find about search and rescue. I'm confident Natalie Wood's death was not spur of the moment. Yeah, who said this? Nobody. Doesn't say who said that. The chilling revelation may explain why Wagner forced the yacht's captain to wait 4 hours before calling the Coast Guard. Didn't they just say he made a string of calls to them? Oh yeah. That was great. I was sad when they stopped because those were some. I love the stories in those. I thought they were great. Okay, so they just said he made a string of suspicious calls. Then they said he waited 4 hours. According to the boat sticker, Natalie's boozed up hubby. Okay, skipper. They didn't say his name. We don't know who it was. Exploded in a jealous rage, smashing a bottle of wine and screamed, "Do you want to screw my wife?" Okay. When Skipper heard the commotion, he went to see what happened. Wagner was in the yacht saloon yelling, "Natalie's gone, she's missing." Okay, they ordered the captain to search the pleasure palace, the boat. However, during the search, the ship's dinghy was gone and her body was found floating in the ocean the next day. Uh-huh. LA County Sheriff's Homicide Squad boss, Lieutenant John Carina, who is heading the probe into Natalie's death, said, "The idea the small motorboat could leave the yacht without being heard doesn't make any sense." Okay. No one heard the dinghy start up or anything. After the investigation and autopsy of death scene evidence in 2011, the cause of Natalie's death was changed from accidental drowning to undetermined. Now they're saying she was unconscious before she hit the water. Supposedly, allegedly, assault wounds strewn across her body were almost entirely ignored in the first autopsy. According to the Inquirer, of course. A facial abrasion. Okay, now how could you... Okay, she had some marks on her face. A facial abrasion with an upward direction indicates Natalie was dragged across the non-skid surface of the yacht's aft deck. That's pretty precise there. I don't think so. I don't think they could accurately say that. Yeah, she might have hit her face, but dragged across the non-skid surface of the aft deck, I might add. No, don't think so. Supposedly, he tried to buy his skipper silence and keep him close. Supposedly, the skipper, Deverne, said he couldn't carry the guilt and went to the police. The investigators told the Inquirer, yeah, sure they did, they're convinced the evidence is overwhelming. Okay, now wait a minute. So, he went to the police, but nothing was done? Okay, supposedly, he will be indicted and tried for murder. Now, the Inquirer is saying this, not anybody else. There were bruises on Natalie's body. Yeah, there were. Jeez, people. I don't know. This is all speculation again. Of course, the Inquirer is so reliable. Can't beat that source, can you? Yeah, so according, from what I've heard, Jennifer Garner and Ben Affleck are back on. So we got that. What else we got going on? Of course, a proof. The CIA ordered Robert Kennedy's murder. I always said that they were targeted by somebody. Who, I wasn't sure. Sirhan was brainwashed. And supposedly a new eyewitness said there was a second shooter. But those Kennedys were targeted. There is no doubt. In my mind, somebody ordered those killings. I don't know who. That's speculation on my part. Sirhan was an innocent patsy. I thought that too at the time, but what do I know? On the eve of the 50th anniversary of RFK's assassination, Globe, of course, uncovered chilling evidence that he was, of course, he was an odds-on favorite for the White House and was targeted. I know, she's back with him again. They're back together. Here we go. It's like a toxic relationship, but they have to be together. It's weird. That's a weird situation there. What do you think of Blake Shelton? Well, what is his issue? First, Miranda Lambert, of course. I never thought she was that great anyway, but, and dumps her for Gwen Stefani. Now, supposedly they're done. What the hell is going on with him? Anyway, that, of course, he was targeted by the CIA. That would not surprise me, but I don't know for sure. Of course, everybody believes they did want the Vietnam War to end, and he was probing his brother's assassination. He was going to do that once he became president. And I just think they just wanted both Kennedys out. They didn't like how they thought or anything. Yeah, I agree. She needs a dump. Sorry, but yeah. What do I know? Anyway, there was a woman in a polka dot dress who met Sirhan minutes before the shooting. And set him up. Now this I don't know. Yeah, something like that, Michelle. Yeah, and secretly set him up with MK Ultra, a classified mind control program that uses drugs and hypnosis to turn people into puppets. Okay, forcing them to commit acts outside their conscious control. Supposedly, 3 CIA bigwigs were spotted suspiciously lurking around the Ambassador Hotel where Bobby was gunned down as he exited through the kitchen area. For the 5 decades since his conviction, Sirhan, now 74, claimed to have no memory of the shooting. A former senior psychologist at California San Quentin prison interviewed Sirhan 20 times and is convinced he was brainwashed and had no idea what he's doing. He was programmed to be present to provide an obvious, simple explanation. Later hypnotized by Harvard professor, an expert in trauma memory, Sirhan said the last thing he recalled was having coffee with a woman in a polka dot dress. Okay. He vaguely recalls firing a gun, but believed he was shooting at a range rather than any person, let alone Bobby Kennedy. After that, he doesn't remember a thing until they pounced on me in the pantry. 14 witnesses claimed to have seen a young woman in a polka dot dress at the hotel. And some say she was with Sirhan. The woman later left the hotel shouting, "We shot him, we shot Kennedy." Other witnesses claim more than one person fired shots. The campaign staffer claimed she heard 2 guns firing, but the FBI covered up her account. She was following Bobby, and all of a sudden, She heard popping sounds. Yeah. No, there won't be. Supposedly, now wait, supposedly JFK has these journals and stuff that he kept, and they're not to be revealed until the Kennedy line is done. So everybody who was alive at that time is gone. So I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens. He has he wrote it up that they wouldn't be revealed until a certain time. So, yeah, probably when Ted Kennedy's gone, maybe, and there's no threat. I mean, look, they did Junior, too. Come on. Yeah, we have JFK, Robert Kennedy, and JFK Jr. Ted Kennedy, what a coward, isn't he? Wow. Okay, so we have all this going on. She heard additional shots. The second hail of gunshots continued as Sirhan was subdued. The shaken staffer rushed from the pantry shouting, "They've killed him." I said they because she said she knew there was more than one shooter. Says TV video footage confirmed 3 top CIA agents were at the hotel on that day. Chief of operations where Cuban exiles were chained for anti-Castro missions. The CIA's chief of maritime operations and CIA's chief of psychological warfare. They recall Morales bragging, and he was the chief at the Cuban the anti-Castro missions. He was the chief of those operations. That he was at the '63 assassination of President JFK, as well as Bobby's. He was bragging about that. Sirhan mysteriously vanished for 3 months before the assassination when he could have been programmed. Yeah, right? Yeah. I've always thought there was something suspicious. I mean, gee, could they make it more obvious? They killed 3 of them. And they really made a puppet out of Ted Kennedy. There is no doubt. Yeah. Yep, exactly, Michelle. Yeah, there's so much going on behind there. And of course we have, the stuff, the Queen of England and stuff, and I don't know what's going on there. It's so crazy. It's so funny. Some of it is hilarious. Okay, I'm going to go off. Sound off time, guys. I'm going to sound off, and I've been meaning to do this. I just haven't had a chance. About the Kardashians. Do we care? No. I don't care. Kylie Jenner. Who cares? Oh, she's got her body back after her baby. Who cares? I mean, seriously. Are we that desperate for something that we have to watch these people? What have they ever done? I'm serious. Bruce Jenner was the one that made their name. That nobody knew who the hell they were. Of course, Bruce Jenner, the Olympian on box of Wheaties and all that. And now he's, whatever. Yes, exactly. So I'm sounding off. We don't really need to see them in the news and every freaking gossip column ever. Nobody cares. Why do they think we're interested in this? Whatever. I don't know who made them. They need to dismake them. They do nothing. I don't care. Them and their... oh my God. I'm tired of hearing about them. I certainly am. I don't care. I don't care. America, if you're that hard up for news, I'm sorry. That's pathetic. But now I'm sounding off about it because no, I don't want to see them. The youngest one, 20, she's having a really can they make up their minds about who they want to marry? Because I'm tired of I don't read it. I'm interested enough because I'm tired of seeing them. They have done nothing. What have they done so wonderful? Not a dang thing. So why I'm sounding up because I see it everywhere. You see it in of course the tabloids, or you see them on the news, or you see them say in Vogue or whatever on the front. I'm tired of it. I see it across my news feed, for crying out loud. I delete it because I don't even want to no, 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 no.